The general, in surveying a new route to the south, chose Berrima as the alternative site for a township in 1830. A town plan was prepared in Mitchell's office by surveyor Robert Horrocks, who later laid out the streets of Melbourne. The plan was finally approved by Governor Darling on 31st of May, 1831. The Winter Caribbean River could be forded easily at this point and provided an unfailing supply of good water, which optimistically saw Berrima becoming a prosperous county centre, with Boulevard Island Camden might be made into clock and high into Berlin. Mitchell's Great South Road was completed in 1836, built by gangs of convicts supervised by detachments from the British regiments stationed in New South Wales. The township depended largely on passing traffic, and its population reached between 500 and 600. There were many inns, and at night the road would be lined with resting teams. Coaches ran regularly and pulled in at the Victoria Inn in Jalore Street for a change of horses. For 30 years, this prosperity continued until in 1867 the railway to the south reached Mittagong, Barra, and Moss Bay. First the coaches stopped, then the bullock trains. The inns closed one by one until only the surveyor general remained. By the turn of the century, the population had dropped to 80. But back in 1830, Berrima's future had seemed assured, and as befitted a county town, the government estimates for 1833 provided the sum of £1,000 for the erection of a courthouse. The first plans for the building were drawn up by Ambrose Hallam, a surveyor who was appointed colonial architect in 1832. But by 1834, only one tender had been received, and that exceeded Hallam's estimate considerably. Governor Byrd, complaining of Hallam's slowness, forced his resignation and in early 1835 appointed Mortimer Lewis in his place. This is the original plan of the courthouse prepared by Lewis. Governor Byrd laid the foundation stone for the building in March 1835. The first contractors were Cutter and Knottley, but as 1835 progressed and work proceeded so slowly, Governor Byrd wrote that every legal step ought to be taken without one moment's delay for compelling the contractor to proceed or else depriving him of the contract. George Cutter was a well-known innkeeper at Mittagong, who had come to the colony as a free settler. He had a record of ill-treating convicts assigned to him, and in 1830 was transported to Tasmania for attempted murder. In December 1835, Cutter and Knottley advised they were unable to complete the work, and it was taken over by George Peyton of Sydney, who had originally been recommended for the job by Ambrose Hallam. Scotsman George Peyton was at this time carrying out the first curbing and guttering in Sydney, and later built the Garrison Church in Argyle Place in the Rocks. When you leave the building, you can see his initials carved into the sandstone on the top of the portico facing Argyle Street. A legal joust between Peyton and Cutter over ownership of the sandstone that had already been quarried led to another contractor, Messrs. Young and Company of Bathurst Street, being called in to complete the building in 1838. The courthouse is undoubtedly Berrima's finest building, with its superb sandstone portico. When it was built, it dominated the town, reinforcing the authority and majesty of the law. The Justice Hall is a spacious room, 45 feet by 30 feet, flanked on either side by jury rooms and holding cells where prisoners awaited their fate. The court and jury rooms are lit from above, originally by lantern lights, as can be seen from Mortimer Lewis's drawings, but now by skylights, which are recessed into the roof. As you walk through the building, note the fine curved cedar doors, carved by hand with an axe. The blocks of stone are laid in even courses, but the length of the pieces varies, dictated by the way in which they were taken from the quarry. The surface of each block is coned with fine lines. Mortimer Lewis remained government architect for 14 years. Among other buildings he designed are the central section of the courthouse at Darlinghurst and the courthouse at Hartley, both like Berrima in the classical style, the original Customs House at Circular Quay and the Lewis wing of the Australian Museum. Courts of Quarter Sessions were established in New South Wales in 1824 to deal with non-capital offences and were presided over by magistrates who met to take depositions, to grant inn licences, to try minor cases, to assign convicts, settle disputes between masters and servants, to deal with land regulations. By 1834, these courts had extended to country areas such as Berrima, but the first session was not held in the new courthouse until April 1838. The first circuit of the Supreme Court, or Assizes, was held in April 1841, when the gentleman bushranger William Jackie Westwood was tried for his daring highway robberies. Born in Essex, England, Westwood had been transported to New South Wales in 1837 for highway robbery, sentenced to transportation for life to Van Diemen's Land at the Berrima Assizes. He was later sent to Norfolk Island, where he led a murderous revolt of convicts in 1846. He was hanged with 12 others and buried in a communal grave known as Murderer's Mound. Two notorious cases held at Berrima attracted great attention throughout the colony. The Lynch murders in 1840 and 1841 led to the trial of John Lynch in 1842. He had been transported from Ireland in 1831 for false pretences, and after he gained his freedom, he began his murderous spree. Australia's worst serial killer took the lives of at least 10 people before he was hanged at Berrima Jail in 1842. However, the most infamous case to impress itself on the public imagination was that of Lucretia Donnelly, who, together with her lover, Martin Beach, had murdered her husband Henry with an axe on their lonely farm at Gully. Chief Justice Dowling spoke gravely of a wife dipping her hands in the blood of her husband whilst in the repose of sleep, and uniting with her adulterous paramour in extinguishing a life which by every tie of nature or love or duty she was bound to cherish and protect. Sentenced to a speedy and ignominious death, they were both hanged and buried within the walls of Berrima Jail in October 1842. Berrima's place as a centre for law and order was to be short-lived. Rapid expansion of the southern pastoral districts led to Berrima being considered too close to Sydney for Supreme Court sittings, and in 1848 they were moved to Melbourne, which was rapidly outstripping Berrima in growth and importance. Although the courthouse was only used as a court of assizes for 7 years, it remained in use as a court of quarter sessions until around 1889, and finally closed in the early 1900s, after use for judicial and legal purposes for more than 7 years. During the First World War, when Berrima Jail was used as a camp for German internees, the courthouse became home to several German officers. The building also housed a library, set up by the internees, and was used for church services. In 1927, the Berrima Courthouse was earmarked for demolition due to its dilapidated condition. Fortunately, the good citizens of Berrima rallied to save and preserve this important historic building. In 1959, some renovation was undertaken, and the courthouse was again the focus of community activity. However, by the late 1960s, it was apparent that major work was needed to safeguard the integrity of the building. The Department of Public Works began an ambitious restoration project, culminating in the opening of the Berrima Courthouse as a public museum. During the restoration in the early 1970s, sections of the pediment above the portico and other unstable and damaged stonework were replaced with stone quarried of underground sandstone, which still supports the Berrima Courthouse, and recently donated new sandstone paving leading to the entrance. The other arm of the law, the jail, was started and finished at almost the same time as the courthouse. In writing to the colonial secretary recommending the building of a jail at Berrima, the resident magistrate complained of the existing lockup in the area, which was in a state of so great dilapidation that it is not by any means a place of security to confine prisoners. The work announced in July 1934 that a jail of permanent nature and vastly superior to any other erected in the colony had been constructed at a cost of £5,300. It was built along the lines of the Berrima panopticon, with 3 cell blocks radiating from a central building. Each cell was 7 foot by 6 foot 6 inches and was to hold 3 prisoners. After some use in the 1840s, both for convicted criminals and as a debtor's prison, it was left virtually empty and was relegated to the position of a subsidiary prison that would seek an age convicts for sent. That was all to change in 1866, when the jail was enlarged and chosen for an experiment in a separate system, where all prisoners were housed in solitary cells and spent much of their sentence in total silence. The treatment was harsh, and the jail acquired a fearsome reputation among even the most hardened criminals. Despite constant charges of cruelty being levelled at prison authorities, it was not closed down until 1909. After being used to house German prisoners of war between 1915 and 1990, the jail was leased as a freezing works, and a munitions repository during the Second World War, and was reconstructed and reopened in 1949 as the Berrima Training Centre to rehabilitate young offenders. A walk around the village of Berrima will reveal many fine old buildings. Of course, only the more substantial buildings of the time have survived. Their shingle roofs were replaced by corrugated iron in the latter part of the 19th century. Most of the bark and slab huts of the ordinary folk have long since disappeared.
Adrian.
Good morning, Ellie. How you doing, Ellie, brother?
It was the last inn to close when the railway drained traffic away from Berrima. The Crown Inn was built by ex-convict made-good William Taylor in 1844 and is now used as a commercial retail premises. Bread made at the old bakery was once distributed as far afield as Moss Bay, as well as to the German internees at the jail. The building now houses tea rooms.
What are we looking at today, Ellie?
The Berrima Courthouse history.
Oh, okay. Is that there in Australia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, everybody. Please join the live.
St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church was built in 1851 on the site of the old convicts.
How's your morning?
Good, Adrian, good.
Originally known as Saint Scholasticus, the church was designed by Augustus William, a highly influential English architect.
Let's see there. Let me get on YouTube and share your live to Darren and everybody.
Mm-hmm. And to Sean talking.
Oh, yes, to Sean, of course.
Rest of the accommodation houses in Berrima. Irishman Michael Doyle operated the Magic Coach Inn, now the Coach and Horses, and Brian McMahon, the Berrima Inn, built in 1834 and issued with the first license in the town. In the centre of the village is the Surveyor General Inn, opened by former District Constable James Harper and licensed in 1835. At the northern end of the village, above the courthouse, Harper built a fine house on the hill in 1834, later known as Harper's Mansion. The public school in Oxley Street dates from 1869. The original building is still in use. Enjoy your tour through this magnificent building as you experience a glimpse into the early justice and penal system of New South Wales.
All right, Ellie, done share.
Thank you.
I wrote a hello in the comments. So you can see it on mute. I also shared it out to John Cooper.
Yep. He's a good man, Sean, too, bud. Now I'm just going to go outside and show you the courthouse. It's a very old courthouse, Adrian.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't see. It's got the rope, Adrian.
Yep.
Here.
Yep.
I'll go later. Here's the judge. That's what judge would wear. My heavenly brother, Adrian.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're there at the courthouse right now, huh?
This place here, Adrian, is haunted. Murad would have loved this place. Our friend.
Oh, it's haunted.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's what the judges would wear.
Are there spirits roaming around there at this time?
No, live. I can't hear none.
Oh, wow. Well, if Murad would have been alive, he could have said something.
Yeah, but he's not alive anymore. God bless his soul.
Yes, I know.
But we got to move on with our lives, to be honest, Adrian. Can't dwell in the past.
Yes, we do.
Because you know what's my goal on YouTube, Adrian, my heavenly brother?
I already gave a thumbs up for the live.
Thank you, Adrian.
So now we just got to get everybody here.
Yep. And Darren needs to get his friends here, all of them. Hey, Adrian, Rebecca, yeah. On my phone, it looks very small, the words, Adrian, but when I'm next to it, it's so big, the words on the display thing.
Yes, sir.
And if you guys want to pause, you can look at that. You can pause it, my live stream. You can rewatch and pause it. B, do stay positive a little. My selfie stick, Adrian, broke.
Yeah.
I just saw just now, Adrian. Judge Chambers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'll show you the photos here, Adrian.
I see those photos. Very nice.
Yes. Nurse duties. 1887, Adrian.
Yes, I see that. It has a lot of history.
It is. Because I do want to show you guys all this so no one says, oh, you weren't there, blah, blah, blah. The fake people, you get what I mean, Adrian?
Yeah.
He's the judge. That's what a judge would wear. And he would
That's nice.
Yeah. He would have ink, not, it's all done by typewriters or whatever, Adrian.
Did you get permission to do live there?
Yeah, I did, with the guy, the owner, Adrian.
Oh, nice.
He said, because you think I want to get in trouble? Hell to the no.
No, as long as you ask for permission.
Exactly. And look at the wood fire.
Wow, the fireplace.
Yeah, nice. It's old school because it's got the brown on it.
From what year is that courthouse, Ellie?
The building was designed with Greek style, giving the building its formal and imposing presence. It was completed in 1839, almost 200 years ago.
We were not born when that happened.
The restoration was completed, Adrian, in 1976 to keep the building alive and ongoing.
I see. Okay.
See, I should be getting not one more viewers, Adrian, people viewing me. To be honest,
Well, there's no. Let me see how many people are in the. Hold on.
none at the moment on my one. You know, when I watch, viewing it. This is Berrima 1830 and 1839.
There's none. What the heck?
I know. It's unfair.
No,
There's my.
you just gotta keep trying, brother.
This way. Bit
Give me a
spooky.
moment. I'm going to give my mom her med.
Yeah, medicine. Berrima quilts. Everyone? You guys, if you want to, you can pause it. I'm going to show you what they used to use in the goal. And I will show you guys outside. That's what they used to use, all this stuff, shackles and whips. And please, guys, share me out. Let's get me more viewers. That's what I need. I'm at today at Berrima, the Berrima Courthouse history. That's a big one. I'll show you all what they used to use. Man-trap
nice.
snare was used in the surrounding areas of Port Arthur to frighten and deter any escapees from prisons. And there's another fireplace here. Oh, Ned Kelly. I want to go to his museum, Adrian, in Melbourne. He was a bushranger. We'll show him, Murad, live so you can view this. You think Murad would love this, Adrian?
Where is everybody?
This is Ned Kelly. He was a bushranger, Adrian. He was a bushranger, Ned Kelly.
Man, but that's a very nice museum there, buddy.
It is. That's what the police used to use, this stuff, the small batons, wooden batons, and a big one too.
I'm surprised nobody's here to learn the history.
Two people are.
Just you and me.
My stream out, Adrian, I did share it out to Darren Dobson and Tammy.
Oh no, I'm sure Tammy's sleeping.
Yeah. She'll probably come in when she's not asleep.
Yeah.
These are the old clothes men used to wear in pajamas. See, I'm trying to be still.
For lunch later.
That's the shoes they used to use.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. See, I'm trying to make not people, you guys, the viewers, motion sickness. Trying to be still as I can.
Yeah. Wow, is that what, pound reward?
Yeah, £8,000. It'll be more now for Australian dollars.
Oh, nice.
This way.
Nice,
No, no,
Ellie.
Look at the floor. It's sandstone.
Nobody's
Sandstone.
replaced it.
Yeah, and this is all wood now. Wood here, Adrian. It's a bit dark, but it's wood.
There's no light in there.
Yeah. Here is like an
Okay.
old jail cell. You know, I can see it. It's like dark,
Yeah.
but still like a window sill, but it's all steel in it, Adrian. I can see it.
Nice.
Yeah, and there's a little sit down here, bench. Old school. Try and make it. This is like was it? Yeah, this is the courthouse here, Adrian.
Very nice, Ellie.
Yeah.
You could have done a video premiere for this one.
This is not premiere. This is live, Adrian. I'm live now. My heavenly brother.
I know, but I'm just saying you could have recorded it and put it as a premiere.
Yeah, true that. But I want to go live first, and then I want to, still record everything.
Thank you once again for visiting the Berrima Courthouse. All of us here have enjoyed your company.
Can you see this now?
Yeah, I see that. Ooh, what is that?
Murad would love this.
Yeah, I see that. Ooh, what is that?
A ghost on the screen.
Gift shop.
Oh.
You're spending my money in a gift shop again. If you are, I'll kill you.
A woman with an axe. She killed her husband and dipped her hands in the blood of her husband.
Oh, wow.
You better head to the gift shop, folks, before more ghosts turn up. Buy a souvenir.
Wow, that's awesome, Ellie.
Yeah. But it's close the door. I don't know how to get
I
out.
saw your message this morning.
Yeah. Thank you, Adrian.
For your life.
Yeah.
Looks good there,
Okay.
man.
That's 5 eggs. I have to go back this way.
How much more do you have left to tour?
Not much. I'm just staying in the courthouse.
Okay.
Because over here, Adrian, this is where the people sit and he's not guilty or whatever.
Oh,
And the judge
okay.
will go inside and all that. There's no lights. There should be lights then on. It's dark. Spooky. Should be lights. There's no lights. That's silly. See, I'll come back here where there's lights.
Oh, wow.
See, look at the big one here on the floor.
Nice.
This was in Port Arthur in Tasmania.
Yeah.
Which is the exit? Which way is the exit? Yeah, I read this paper out anyways, Adrian. During the First World War, German officers who had been made prisoners of war were housed in the building. Berrima Courthouse was the site where sentences were handed down with executions carried out at the nearby Berrima Gaol. And I'm going to go there as well, Adrian. I'm going to keep this live stream going.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I can't go
Ellie, give
into
me just a few minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, Ryan, Avery. Please show me out, Ryan.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome in.
The Berrima Gaol in the
Ellie,
courthouse
I'll be back in a few minutes.
No worries, Adrian. As a centre for justice in the colony, hosting trials by jury, and functioning as the symbolic representation of law and order.
Nice.
Berrima Courthouse is said to be haunted by several ghosts. Paranormal activity reported at the courthouse includes footsteps, voices, and apparitions, suggesting the area's rich colonial history and used for death penalties contributed to its reputation for supernatural occurrences.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. Young and then
I'll be
keep
back
going.
in a few minutes, buddy, okay?
No worries.
I'll be back.
All right.
Juror 1.
Yeah.
Juror 2.
Yeah.
Juror 3.
Yeah.
Juror 4. Juror 5.
Yeah.
Juror 6. Juror 7.
Yeah.
Juror 8. Juror 9. Juror 10. Juror 11.
Yeah.
Juror 12. I repeat, Juror 12. Yeah.
Welcome. My name is Alfred Stephen, and I'm a former sitting judge here at the Berrima Courthouse. Thank you so much for your attendance today. At this point in your tour, we would like to share with you some of the history of this magnificent building and the role it played in Australia's early judicial history from 1838 to the present day. Before we turn your attention to the judge's bench and the courtroom scene you are about to see played out before you, I would like to introduce some of my esteemed colleagues who sat here in this very courtroom from 1839 to 1846. They are James Dowling.
Hello and welcome.
William Westbrook Burton. We thank you for your patronage. John N. Dickinson.
What fine-looking, upstanding, law-abiding citizens you are.
And Roger Terry.
Please be sure to tell your friends about the courthouse.
All of these gentlemen were knighted for their service to the crown. As recently as 1977, Sir Lawrence Street presided at a special sitting to inaugurate this very courthouse as our museum.
And what a lovely day we had too.
Thank you once again from all of us here at the Berrima Courthouse for your attendance here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have just seen the audio-visual presentation, you would have seen and heard a little about the infamous trial of Beach and Duncan, a case that was tried here in this very courtroom. And very soon, you will experience the sentencing of two of the colony's most contemptible, including the verdict and the merciless final destiny that was to bring.
Adrian.
I am sure those fellows over there in the jury could not have ever foreseen or even pondered the terrible fate that was to befall the accused because of their momentous verdicts. Just a little about the courtroom scene you are now looking at. To your right is the all-male jury. The jurors had to be substantial property holders. Just below me is the tipstaff. At the bar table, there is a clerk of the court. To the left of you, the elegant gent in robes is the chief prosecutor. On your left, the ladies are part of the public gallery, and the lady in the black hat is a witness standing in the witness box. In the dock is Lucretia Dudley and the co-accused Martin Beach. The Berrima Courthouse is on Crown land,
and is owned by the state. However, the museum must be self-sufficient, in that we must pay our own way without any financial assistance from the government. All funds that are generated are placed back into our conservation fund, as this grand old lady of justice needs constant repairs and maintenance. We thank you, as your MPP has helped us carry on with the task of preserving this important part of our nation's heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, now I have dispensed with the lighter side of my duties. It is now time for me to put on my mantle of office and undertake a most somber task to all assembled here. As I preside at the trial of the Crown versus the accused, Dunkley and Beach, for a murder most heinous and brutal. I would ask each one of you to give due veneration to these proceedings. I warn you that any outburst of intemperate conduct will feel the full force of the law and this court. Members of the jury, do you find the accused, Martin Beach, and Lucretia Dunkley guilty or not guilty of murder? Martin Beach and Lucretia Dunkley, you have both been found guilty of the willful murder of Henry Dunkley Gunning on the 13th of September 1842. Martin Beach by cutting Henry Dunkley's throat with an axe. Lucretia Dunkley for aiding, abetting, and assisting. It is now my duty to pass sentence on you. The time has now arrived for announcing to you, after an elaborate trial of 2 days duration, the fate which by the rules of God and man awaits convicted murderers. Circumstances have allowed you both sufficient time for preparation to meet your death in the most terrifying and ignominious form.
You know, when they judge, what do I have to do is consider that this bit.
Agent, I'm at the Berrima courthouse.
I fear, however, that neither of you has profited by the delay of offending justice. You have expressed neither remorse nor repentance for the dreadful crime which now stands recorded against you. You, Lucretia, a name ill well suited to an adulteress and a murderer, exhibited at your trial a tone and manner, together with language, which might cast doubt on your kindred with the human species. One may even be led to the conviction that the devil himself had for a time assumed the female form.
No, fool, can't you hear me? I'm not guilty. Martin did it.
It's too late now, not yet.
Your attitude, even during the closing stages of these proceedings, leaves no room to doubt that you are still possessed by that same diabolical spirit. And Martin Beach, a servant, dipping his hand in the same dish with his master, drinking from the same cup, and treacherously stealing upon the sanctity of his married bed. You extinguished the life of your master in an act of Macbethian bloodthirstiness, in the belief that you would inherit his adulterous wife, Lucretia, and all his worldly goods and possessions. And you have gotten reward for this murderous treason. As a wife, Lucretia is none but a drunken polluter of the law by which the sacred institution of marriage can unite in holy wedlock. He has yielded to brutal lust and with her lover consummated her guilty passion in the blood of her husband. I will dwell no longer on a recital of your misdeeds. The time has arrived for justice to claim her sacrifice. In time not long gone by, the treason of a murderer's wife would have been expiated by burning alive. Let's tackle whether the death will not be your reward. However loudly the voices of mankind might echo its justice in your peace. The humane spirit of the present age calls for a quick and ignominious death, and this now awaits.
Martin H. Tell us what to do, Martin.
It now remains the court to enunciate the manner and place in which your awful sentence is to take effect. The sentence is as follows: that you, Martin Leach, and Lucretia Dudley, be taken to the prison from which you came this morning. That from thence you'll be taken to a place of public execution on such a day as His Excellency the Governor shall appoint, and that you then and there be hanged by the neck until your body be dead. And may God Almighty have mercy on your miserable soul. Part of the court, I also make the following orders, and that is these two wretched souls must be buried standing up, in order they should never rest in peace. Also a note here from the Surgeon General: after execution, their heads are to be decapitated and sent to Sydney town for scientific examination.
Martin H. I tell you. Martin.
And that brings us to the end of our treachery, treason, and murder presentation. Those chilling words were indeed spoken by the sitting judge, Sir James Dowling, as recorded in the Dudley and Leach murder trial transcripts from the 10th of September, 1843. We hope you found enlightening and not too scary. Again, we do very much appreciate here today. Please sign the guests for 1 euro way out. Donations are always welcome, and please stop in and out the shop and browse our many mementos, gifts and souvenirs of your visit to the Berrima Courthouse today. From all of us here at the courthouse, thank you once again. Goodbye. What do we have to do to get a cup of tea right here?
GONG, New South Wales. Very, not one of these other people's words. Good. I'd recommend you guys come here. It's before Goulburn. I'm here, guys. I just need to sign. Just don't know the date. Oh, this way.
So do you struggle with the temperature sitting here Drink to that.
You guys watch YouTube videos?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. I'm a YouTube myself. I'm a content creator.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's very professional.
Yes. I did it myself on the Vista Print.
Awesome. Do you recommend any other place for us to visit around here today?
There's the jail here. You can look at-
Yeah, but you can't get it.
No, just look outside and record.
Yeah, you're only able to watch from the outside, you see the jail. But there are a number of other sorts of buildings in the locality.
Yeah.
Check this. Have you done the walk, the river walk? No.
That was one of the new attractions that was sold on the internet. Oh.
We're leaving. This way. Yeah, I haven't done here yet, Con. I want to explain that to you. That's why now I want to show everyone the building. I'm outside. I'm outside now, guys, at the Berrima courthouse. I want to show you guys the Berrima courthouse. Get the feather, it's a nice feather. Show you the courthouse. Oh, toilet here, outside. Courthouse. I'm trying to get every angle of it. In the jail as well, goal. In the jail. Next door. They're fixing it up. That's what they're doing. They're fixing it up. I'll show you the sign as well, and then I'll walk. Yeah. This is the other side here, guys. See? The courthouse. And I'm going to show you the sign, then, yeah. Now I'm going to show you the sign. Treachery, treason, and murder. Courthouse ghost tours are held once a month. Yeah, Connor. The Bachelor, they call him in the wrestling. Yeah, we'll go there. So I need to go back to my comments.
What's sciatica really?
Now let's walk.
What's up with people?
Yeah, hey Darren, you can come up if you want, Darren, on the panel, and I will accept you. I'm in Berrima now, guys, South Coast. Old Berrima. I did, over there. Now I'm going to go this way here. Show them the goal. That's the Hilux I want, kind of like this. Like that, the Hilux. Yeah, I'm here now. It's just showing them the jail. My live stream. I'm going to show you guys now. I'm going to show you the sign. I can't go in. See? Authorised persons only. Keep out private property. This is the jail. The goal, they call it. Price for adoptive reuse or Berrima goal. God bless you all. Hey all, you're beautiful. How cool is it, hey, Connor? Beautiful. You just can't go in because you said they're restoring it. And after this, guys, I'm going to go have lunch. This is the old stone. Old house building. Oh, doggy. Corrective service. Oh, corrective service, yeah. Berrima Correctional Centre. That's a sign there. The present. It's not open at the moment, guys, but I will come back here for another video, guys. Yeah, so I do come back to here. With a selfie stick. My one now broken. Open, that's the jar here, the goal they call it. That's the garden for the goal. Going out to lunch, everyone. Gonna take my live stream off. Go my lunch.
We're going to go have lunch.
Well, I showed you that cafe there, the brown one.
Are we still live streaming?
Yeah.
Maybe you tell them about the killer pie reviews.
Huh?
Bring killer pie up here.
Yeah, there's a killer pie here. You guys can come if you want to for tourists. It's a nice place.
Tell them about who got hung here.
Yeah, I did. I showed them in the live stream. The woman, she killed her husband and dipped her hand in blood. Now, guys, I'm going to end the stream and go to lunch here with Connor and my friend. That's a Berrima courthouse over here. I'll show you. I'll be back, Connor. I'll be back. This is where I'm going to end my stream, guys. The courthouse, just here. Show you. It was designed by Greek style architect. I'm going to put my phone on charge and yeah. Thank you for everyone for watching Ellie's Adventure Vlogs live stream and videos. I got tons of bangers coming your way from the Goulburn Marina, pick the mushroom tunnel and the train tunnel there. And I'm going to do the Three Sisters and ELLEE'S Rock and Ned Kelly Museum and where he camped out, everyone. Thank you for watching my live stream, everyone, and welcome, mega love shout out. I'm going to end my live stream now. End stream, come on.